Hey everybody, August 8th, Friday, vlog for today. We woke up peacefully, unlike the previous two mornings, because there were no wildlife firefighters staging equipment around our car. We were in a different place, and that was nice. Slept well. We got up and went to the park to make breakfast, and I finally got the willpower, I guess it is, to run. I'd skipped about a month of running in large part because of the increase in altitude when we came here about a month ago, and it was really hard because we're still not 100% acclimated. We went here at 7,220 feet, then we immediately went up to 10,000 plus in the Medicine Bow Mountains, and then we came back here to 7,220 and realized we overdid it, and so we went down to about 5,000 or a little less in Colorado, and I can't remember, a week or something. And now we're back here at 7,220, and it's like still not like adjusted to this elevation specifically. So I did an easy run, and it was hard. My oxygen, we have an oximeter, and it went down to like 91 after my run, and I wasn't surprised because I just felt weak everywhere. I was just not getting oxygen to all my tissues. So doing better now, and Nici was struggling too. I read that the most stressful part of adjusting to altitude, or the most stressful time, is when you sleep. For some reason, that's the hardest on you. So we've had a few nights of sleep here, and maybe we're feeling some consecutive or cumulative effect of that. I don't know. After exercise and breakfast, we decided to go to the University of Wyoming library to do some work, and the parking there is pretty limited. So we went to a free satellite parking and rode the free Laramie bus. I think it's the city kind of bus, or university maybe, but that was pretty convenient. The buses come every 10 minutes, I guess, so they have 3 different satellite parkings, and that was pretty cool. And so that went went over by the library, which was fortunate because I guess I wasn't totally sure before we did that there was a bus stop by the library. So we went in there, and they have 3 different quiet floors. We went on one of those, and well, first we went over to the student union and got some coffees there, and that was pretty cool. Then at the library we did some work on our stuff. Nici actually ended up writing and publishing a Medium article, which was really good, so I encourage you to check that out. And I set up a free Google website and to start a blog. This is my vlog, and that's my blog. So I have a blog out there if you can find it. The URL is kind of long. I put a link to it on my Instagram story that should still be there. And also that would be on my Facebook story, I guess. And then I've been wanting to try to maybe get into some like freelance writing. I don't know, because I've always had a bit of a knack for writing, at least more than most of the people I've known. And not that I'm into comparing, but sometimes you just notice that, and you kind of got to notice where your strengths are, and that is one of them. I'm not saying I'm the best writer, but it was interesting looking at that because it's a lot different than just writing. Like, it seemed like the most popular writing gigs are probably advertisements, or they call it writing copy, I guess, which I'd kind of known that that's what that meant, but I had to kind of clarify. But it also looked like it was interlaced with almost like website design or images and stuff, like, so like maybe you're expected to create kind of a web page almost. So that's not just writing. I don't know, it wasn't really clear on that. And you just be writing little blurbs sometimes, those tiny little bits for little parts of a web page or something, or maybe like a marketing email, or was one thing I saw. And it wasn't really clear to me how that it was to be executed, so I spent some time researching that. But I don't know, that was interesting. There, I signed up for FIVERR and for Upwork, but FIVERR seems to be the one they say you should start with, that it's the best to start with. But I tried to get on there to finish, to maybe see about trying to put some work on there, like a portfolio on there, but I couldn't. It wasn't really clear how to do that to me. I've never liked web pages very much. The layout of them is just, I've always felt, is not clear. Like, before internet, the way information was primarily consumed, like that was in written information, was in books, and books are very linear. You had a table of contents that delineated the different sections and what pages those were on, but web pages kind of just puke everything out everywhere, and that's how it's always been. And that has just always confused me. So I'm on there trying to figure out where to go, watching videos about what am I missing here. And I think part of it was they're like, here's how you set up your account, and it walks you through everything. And I had already partially set it up, or mostly set it up. So ultimately I figured out, like, I went into this part where it was like start a gig or something, which creating, it was like create a gig or something. But to me, the buyer creates the gig and the seller accepts the gig. But so I thought it was having me in the role of buyer, but no, I noticed it had me as seller. So it was kind of weird to me that they'd have the seller creating a gig. But so I clicked on that, and it looked like, okay, I think I figured out finally that's where I was supposed to go to try to create a gig, they called, which I'm not even clear for sure what that's going to end up looking like, because it got to a point where it said you should get on your desktop to continue this. And I tried it on the internet browser on the phone and on the app as well, and they both said you should get on your desktop. So maybe tomorrow I'll do that and see how confused I can get. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna put. It did show on the FIVERR website that they had a lot of different options for different types of. They broke it down by like categories of writing. There's all kinds of things you can do on FIVERR, but for writing within that, they even had a bunch of different categories like even like script writing for, I guess, like social media. They had search engine optimization, article and blog writing, which is kind of interesting. It's like you're writing it like it's for a company, but it's almost like it's supposed to look like just an article, but really you're maybe trying to promote the company at the same time. I'm not really clear on that. There was a bunch of stuff like that. So the guidelines weren't super clear to me on that, but so we'll see what happens. I'll admit I was getting quite frustrated trying to figure it all out, but I know I'm a decent writer, so if I can figure out the the rules, the criterion, or the criteria, I can get on there and probably write pretty well, but I'm just not real clear. I don't know if it's mostly for younger people that grew up with the internet that are more comfortable with that, but I'm just kind of like, what are the guidelines here? Because I've written in business world, in the business world, the academic world, successfully, and the criteria is always laid out, and I can do that based on the different criteria, and that's the part I'm like, what are they really wanting? And I'm not exactly sure, like, what's expected, and that's kind of hard to figure out, it seems. So we'll see what happens with that. After the library, we had dinner at the park, and we went to Walmart and bought some water refills for our gallon jugs, and then after that I was working on the FIVERR thing, and now I am doing this vlog, and I think that's it for now. Oh, we got approved for an apartment in Liberty, Missouri. So September 8th is the move-in date. It's August 8th now. So then our youngest child, Jacob, is gonna move in with us apparently, and maybe do that for a little while, see if we can help him get independent. He has a physical disability, cerebral palsy, so we're going to try to help him get more capable, maybe hopefully get him driving, and doing more things for himself so he can be independent. And I guess that's it. I feel kind of blank. I guess I'm pretty tired. I don't have anything real interesting to add, but if you want to comment, do. If you have anything to say, or if you're watching, I just thank you, and I guess we'll continue this adventure tomorrow, and we'll see what I have to say then. All right, thanks.